Hi guys, good morning and a very warm welcome to the session here. I can see some of you have already joined us here. A very good morning everyone. I hope you guys are doing well and your preparations are going good too. Well, today's session as you know is based on previous year questions, right? So we will be checking out few questions that we have seen in the past few years, okay? So chalo, let's quickly start the session here. Good morning everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's a very cold morning night now here in Lucknow, so you can see that. So chalo, let's quickly start this session. Okay. So before starting off, guys, one small request, that is please share the stream once with your friends as well so that they know that the class has started. And also I hope everybody has already liked the session. तो session को like नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से कर देना. ठीक है? So chalo, let's quickly start this session. But before that, I hope you have already downloaded the app for Oliveboard and also you must have subscribed to the official channel of Oliveboard. नहीं किया है तो कर लो जल्दी से. And yes, we have the best personalized mentorship course for you for all those who are targeting RBI Grade B 2024. So if you are preparing for this particular exam, you can go for this mentorship batch where you will be getting mentorship sessions. You will be guided by the person who had All India Rank 1, isn't it? So it's a very good personalized mentorship program for everybody out here who is preparing for RBI. Also, you will be getting a customized study plan with progress tracking and also guidance for interviews from retired RBI officials. Also, if you want to go for a complete package, that is, you are not just preparing for RBI, but other regulatory exams as well, like Nabard, SIDBI, any other exam, right? So you can go for this complete package, which is your regulatory super elite. Again, if you want to get extra discount, you can use the faculty coupon code here to get that extra 5% discount here. Okay. So chalo, let's quickly have a look at the questions that we have taken for today. So this is the homework question. Nobody answered in the last class, guys. Why did you not answer? This wasn't a very difficult question. So quickly go through this and let's see what should be the course of action here. Okay, try this out. Let's see. Check this. चलो इसको जल्दी से check करिए. Let's see what should be the answer. Good morning, everybody. चलो जल्दी से इसका आंसर बताओ. What should be the answer here? Chalo, let's understand this particular question, right? So this is a course of action. Now, what is course of action? The necessary steps that are to be taken to deal with a particular problem situation, right? So first of all, from the statement, you will have to understand what actually is the problem, because unless and until you don't know the problem, how will you give the steps that are required to overcome that particular problem? Now, that particular course of action or the necessary steps that have to be taken should be practical, it should be feasible, it should be economical, right? So those type of steps which will give you a you can say a first aid, right? So the necessary steps that has to be taken as soon as possible. Okay, the next step that should be taken. So let's see. In the city, over 75% of the people are living in slums and substandard houses, which is reflection of the housing and urban development policy of the government. Substandard houses are often in severe disrepair. Substandard housing isn't just housing that's unattractive or outdated. It's housing that poses a risk to the health, safety, or physical well-being of occupants, neighbors, or visitors. Substandard housing increases risk of disease, crime, social isolation, and poor mental health, right? So this is the problem situation here. That is the substandard houses, which is posing a risk to health, security, physical well-being. It's also increasing the crime rate, social isolation is increasing, right? Poor mental health is happening. So that is the problem here. Now, what should be the course of action is the question. Okay, what are the necessary steps that should be taken here by the government, or what should be the necessary action items here? First one, there should be a separate department looking after housing and urban development. You can see that already we have a separate department here, isn't it? So we are already saying that it is the reflection of the housing and urban development policy of the government. So, what will be the usage of another separate department? We already have that, right? So, this is not the required course of action here. Okay. Second, the policies in regard to urban housing should be reviewed. Absolutely. Because you can see, we are saying that it is a reflection of these policies which are substandard in nature. That means it is necessary to review these particular policies which are in regard to the urban housing, which are substandard nature, right? So, it is a reflection of this. Banking Yatra, very good morning. So you can see 2 is absolutely right. What about the third one? The policies regarding housing should also be reviewed so that problem could be avoided in rural areas. Now here this is specifically talking about rural areas. Now if you check, we were talking about the city here, isn't it? In the city, over 75% people are living in slums and substandard houses. We were not talking about the rural areas here. Instead, we were talking about the urban areas, isn't it? So you can see here that this particular third one is specifically talking about only rural areas. That is why it is not the right course of action. So be careful, guys, when we have these small words. Okay, every word makes a difference here. So this particular third point, if it was not just about rural areas, that would have been the right course of action. But it is specifically talking only about the rural areas, and the statement was given about the urban areas. You can see in the city, isn't it? So that is why 3 is not the right answer. So the answer to this question has to be only 2 follows. Are we clear, everybody? Please let me know if we have any doubts in here. Everybody clear with this? Okay, so only 2 follows would be the right answer here. Chalo, let's go to the next question. Next question, a puzzle on your screen. So we have unknown number of persons in a particular building. Okay, chalo, let's see. Roshan sir has recommended your lecture. I am his paid batch student. Banking Yatra, most welcome to the session here. I'll help you out in any possible manner. So, anytime, if you have any doubts, you can always talk to me. Okay, you can talk to me on Telegram as well. So, you can directly ping me there. So, don't worry. Kunal, very good morning. Chalo, let's quickly solve this particular question. Let's see how this has to be done. Try this out. Sohan, namaste. चलो इसको जल्दी से ट्राई करो. लेट्स सी. Chalo, let's understand a easy method to solve this particular question. Now, there are methods here. Like you can try to draw the building, but we do not know how many floors will be there, right? Rather, it will be better in this particular type of question if you draw it with the help of a table. Okay, because it's just calculation है ना, सब कुछ तो calculation है. So we will make a table here. We will use the tabular method to solve this particular question rather than drawing a building where we do not know how many floors are there. Okay, so we will try to see what are the possibilities here. Now what is given, we know that it is given not more than 20 persons are living in this particular building. Okay, so that means the maximum number of floors can be 20 because it is given only one person is living on each floor and none of the floors is vacant. Okay, so maximum persons or maximum floors in this building can be 20. It cannot be greater than 20. Okay, now it is given G's floor number is a perfect square. So we know that G's floor has to be a perfect square, but perfect square less than 20. So what are the possibilities for G? G can be on floor number 1, he can be on floor number 4, he can be on floor number 9, he can be on floor number 16, right? These are the possibilities for G, isn't it? Because he has to be on a floor which is a perfect square. है ना? So these are the possible square values which are less than 20. 20 or less than 20. Now the number of persons living below G was twice as that of the number of persons living above C. C was not on the topmost floor but living one of the floors above G's floor. So now how many persons are living below G in the first case? You can see we have 0 persons because floor number 1 means he is on the bottommost floor. So he has 0 persons above him, below him. Here we will have 3 persons below him. Here we will have 8 persons below him. Here we will have 15 persons below him. So you can see this is not a possibility, this is not a possibility, and this is not a possibility. Why? Because it is given that the number of persons below G has to be twice of something. Twice of something means it has to be an even value, isn't it? So number of persons below him should be even, isn't it? So you can see the only possibility will be 9 here. Okay. So that means we have 8 persons living below him. Okay. So if we have 8 persons living below him, that means how many persons should be there above C? We should have 4 persons above C. Okay. There will be 4 persons above C here. So C is here 5th from the top. Okay. So C has to be 5th from the top. That is the situation here. Okay. So you can see that the number C was not on the topmost floor but living on one of the floors above G's floor. So that means you can see that G is on floor number 9. ठीक है, G कहाँ पर है? Floor number 9 पे है. So C has to be somewhere above him. He may be on floor number 10. He may be on floor number 11, 12, anything. But it has to be greater than 9. Okay. And there has to be 4 floors above him also. Okay. That also is important here. Now after that, what is given? C's floor number is a prime value. So we know that C's floor number has to be a prime value here. So let's consider the cases. Let's see what are the possibilities here with respect to this. Okay. So let's say this is your 9. G is your 9. Okay. G kitna है? 9 है. So what are the possibilities for C? C has to be living above G. Isn't it? C has to be living above G and it has to be a prime value. So what are the possibilities here? Let's say if C is 11, okay, because above hai and prime hai. So you can see one possibility is 11. In this particular case, what will be the total number here? What will be the total number of floors in this particular building? Because we know that there are only 4 floors above him. So if this is 11, that means 12, 13, 14, 15. So plus 4, that means in this case, it will be 15 in total. है ना? Second case, let's say if C is in 13. Okay, let's say C is in 13. That's also a possibility because it has to be above G and prime value. So 13 plus 4, that is your 17. Isn't it? That is another possibility. Can we have another possibility, guys? Quickly tell me, can we take 17 for C? Is it a possibility that we take the next prime value, that is 17? 17 ले सकते हैं क्या? If we take 17, what will happen? We will have to take the total for 21, 17 plus 4, which is not possible. That means these are the only 2 possibilities. That is either there are 15 persons in this particular building or there are 17 persons. ठीक है, तो यही दोनों possibility बनेंगी. ठीक है. After that, let's see what is given here. F's floor number was 4 times as that of H's floor number. Okay, let's write it down. F is equal to 4 times H. So that means what are the possibilities here? 1 comma 4, 2 comma 8, right? 3 comma 12, 4 comma 16, right? These are the possibilities here. More than that, it's not possible because total is either 15 or 17. So we cannot take 5 comma 20 in either of the situations, right? So F is equal to 4 times of H. Only one person lives between B and F. B lives above F. Okay, so that means we have something like this. We have B and then we have your F. Okay, so only one person lives above this between B and F. B has to be above F. C and D live on consecutive floor numbers. D's floor number was twice as that of B's floor number. Okay, let's try it out. What are the possibilities for D here? Okay, so D, B and F. Okay, and similarly we have your H also. So let's try it out. Okay, let's see what are the possibilities here. So in this case it is given C and D on consecutive floors. So if C is 11, that means D has to be either 10 or 12. Now D is twice of B, isn't it? So that means either 5 or 6. Now if B is or 5 or 6, that means F has to be how much? Because B is one floor above F, right? That is at a gap of one floor above F. So that means B is equal to F plus 2 or F is equal to B minus 2. है ना? So that means either F has to be minus 2, that is how much? 5 minus 2, that is 3, or 6 minus 2, that is 4. Isn't it? So that's the situation here. So you can see either 3 or 4. But in case you can see F has to be 4 times of H. Isn't it? So what will be the value here? You can see F has to be a multiple of 4. So in the first case, 3 will not be a possibility here. So that means 5 will not be a possibility and 10 will not be a possibility. So in this case, you will have this situation. Okay, H will be 1 here. I hope this is clear, everybody. So in the first case, you can see this is the situation that we are getting here. So H has to be 1, F has to be 4, B has to be 6 and so on. इस वाले केस में देखो what are the possibilities. Let's try. So you can see C is 13. So that means D has to be how much? Either 12 or 14. Right? This has to be 12 or 14 here. If this is 12 or 14, B has to be how much? Either 6 or 7. If this is 6, that means again it has to be minus 2. That means 4 here. 7 minus 2, 5. It's not a possibility for F because F has to be a multiple of 4. Isn't it? So that means 14 is not a possibility and similarly this is also not possible here. Okay? I hope everybody is able to understand. So if this is 4, that means this has to be 1. Right? So we have utilized all these hints till now. We are getting these two possibilities here. Okay? So these two possibilities are till now valid. Uske baad dekhte hain what else do we have here. Then we have all this is done. E lived on the topmost floor. Okay. So we know E has to be on the topmost floor. So here topmost floor is 15. That means E is on 15. Here topmost floor is 17. So E has to be on 17. Chalo ye bhi ho gaya. आगे देखो number of persons living above A was 2 more than that below H. Okay, so you can see below H we have 0 persons here. Okay, we have 0 persons in either of the situations. That means above A has to be how much? It has to be 2 persons only. That means we have A and then we have only 2 persons above him. That means A has to be third from the top. So in the first case, where should we have your A? We know the total is 15. That means he has to be third from the top. That means he has to be on 13. Similarly, in this case, you can see 17 minus 2. So that means it has to be 15, isn't it? So this is your A. ठीक है? I hope this is clear. उसके बाद देखो A and D do not live on consecutive floors. ये A है, ये D है. फर्स्ट वाले केस में देखो यहाँ पर 12 है, ये 13 है. They are on consecutive floors. That means ये वाला केस इनवैलिड हो जाएगा. दीपिका कौन सा पोर्शन नहीं समझ में आया? You can see पहला वाला केस आपका इनवैलिड हो जाएगा. Why? Because here 12 and 13 are consecutive in nature. So this will be the right answer here. ठीक है? तो ये आपका अरेंजमेंट बन जाएगा. You can see this is going to be the arrangement with 17 floors in total, such that G is on floor number 9, C is on 13, D is on 12, B on 6, F on 4, H on 1 and E on 17, A on 15. Are we clear with this? दीपिका कौन सा पार्ट नहीं समझ में आया? देखो सबसे पहले तो हमें ये हिंट दे रखा था कि G का जो फ्लोर नंबर है वो एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर है, ठीक है। तो हमने यहाँ पर परफेक्ट स्क्वायर्स लिए थे जो 20 से कम है, दैट मीन्स 1, 4, 9, 16। अब ये भी दे रखा था कि जी के नीचे जितने लोग हैं दैट हैज टू बी ट्वाइस ऑफ द नंबर ऑफ पर्संस लिविंग अबव सी। तो जी के नीचे मतलब इवन नंबर ऑफ पर्संस होने चाहिए थे। तो एक ही पॉसिबिलिटी बनती है जहां पर आपका जी का वैल्यू 9 हो, क्योंकि 9 अगर उसका फ्लोर नंबर है मतलब उसके नीचे 8 पर्सन है ना, देर आर 8 पर्सन बिलो हिम। सो इफ देर आर 8 पर्सन बिलो हिम मतलब सी के ऊपर कितने होने चाहिए, 4 होने चाहिए, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ पर्सन बिलो जी हैज टू बी ट्वाइस इज दैट ऑफ अबव सी। सो अगर हमारे पास 8 पर्सन आर देयर बिलो जी, देयर शुड बी 4 पर्सन अबव सी, है ना। तो ये हमें हो गया। एंड आई मेड द बिल्डिंग टू होल कॉपी टू सॉल्व दिस। सोहन, वही मैंने आपको बताया ना कि इसको आप आराम से ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी टू मेक अ बिल्डिंग। व्हाई? बिकॉज मेकिंग अ बिल्डिंग ऑफ 17 फ्लोर्स इट्स ओके, ठीक है, तब भी कर सकते। बट 17 की जगह अगर मान लो मैं आपको 30 फ्लोर्स दे दूं, तो क्या करेंगे फिर? 30 फ्लोर्स की बिल्डिंग बनाएंगे, बार बार बनाएंगे, कितना टाइम लगेगा? सो दिस इज अ easier method because it is all about calculation. You can see these values are connected to one another, है ना। तो ये एक से दूसरा रिलेटेड है। आई होप दिस इज क्लियर गाइज। So you can see this will be the better method to solve these type of questions where we have unknown number of persons in a particular building or unknown number of things in a particular stack, ठीक है, because one thing is related to another। तो वहां पर सिर्फ hints आपको कनेक्ट करने हैं वन बाय वन, ठीक है। चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट दिस वन, लेट्स ट्राई दिस आउट, लेट्स सी। दिस इज योर इनपुट आउटपुट, जल्दी से बताइए व्हाट इज द लॉजिक हियर। वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन। व्हाट इज द लॉजिक फॉर स्टेप नंबर 1? चलो जल्दी से बताओ व्हाट इज द लॉजिक फॉर स्टेप नंबर 1 गाइस। इनपुट आउटपुट बहुत कॉमनली आपके एग्जाम में आता है, राइट। आरबीआई में यू विल सी दैट इनपुट आउटपुट विल बी देयर। चलो जल्दी से स्टेप नंबर 1 बताइए, व्हाट इज स्टेप नंबर 1 हियर। If you check it out, you can see what is happening here in step number 1. It is nothing but the multiplication of the digits, right? Product of the digits. So 7 into 7, 49, 8 into 6, 48, 8 into 4, 32, 1 into 2, 0, 2, 3 2s are 6, 7 4s are 28, 9 4s are 36, 4 2s are 8. So this is nothing but product of the digits, ठीक है। Product of the digits हमने first step में लिया है ना। I hope this is clear. Second में देखो what is happening in second. Anybody? What is happening in second? How do we arrive at this 25 from 49 and 48? Or let's say 17 from 48 and 32? If you check carefully, it is nothing but the addition of all the digits here. That is 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 8. Okay, you can see that we have given the arrows also here, that how are we getting this 25. So this 25 is coming from 49 and 48. And if you check, you will see that it is nothing but 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 8. So we have added the sum, right? Sum of the digits. Sum of the digits has been done here in step number 2. So 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 8. Similarly, 4 plus 8 plus 3 plus 2. Here you can see 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 2 plus 6 is 8, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, 2, 8, 10, 10 plus 9 is 19, 9 plus 8 is 17 here. Okay, so this is nothing but the sum of the digits, है ना। What about step number 3? You can see nothing here. This is into 3. This is also into 3. This is also into 3. But be careful to check the complete step. It is not always into 3. This is into 4. This is into 4. This is again into 3. This again into 3. So what is happening here? If you check, it is nothing but even into 4 and odd into 3. isn't it? So odd into 3 and even into 4 है ना सोहन? You can see here that 8 और 16 को into 3 नहीं किया है, they have done into 4. Yes, absolutely. So यहाँ पर even को 4 से multiply किया and odd को 3 से multiply किया. Okay. What about step number 4? How do we arrive at this? Again, very easy. 7 5s are 35, 5 into 1, 2 into 1, 3 into 2, 6 into 4, 7 into 5, 5 into 1. So again, you can see this is what? This is product of the digits, right? Product of digits ले लिया फिर से, very easy, है ना? Absolutely. So product of digits has been taken. बिल्कुल. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन योर स्क्रीन. दिस इज अ वेरी नाइस क्वेश्चन. ये बहुत अच्छा सा क्वेश्चन है. लेट्स ट्राई दिस आउट. ठीक है, एक बार गो थ्रू दिस. Okay, just go through this and then we will see that how this particular question is to be done. Okay, this is a new pattern coding here. Let's go through this. Let's check. Try this out. चलो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन कि इसको करना कैसे है. ठीक है, लेट्स सी. So what is given here? The vowels are coded with certain symbols. The consonants that appear before M in the English alphabetical series are coded 1 to 9. मतलब let's say if we write down A, B, C. Ma'am, I do 70% of the questions of reasoning, but it takes a lot of time. Sohan, you are good with the questions, but yes, you need to increase your speed, right? And that will happen if you practice the questions with a timer on a daily basis. Okay, so make it a habit to solve the questions with a timer, because it is not just necessary to solve the questions right, it has to be solved within the time, right? Because we have a timer running. So always practice also in the same manner. That is, whenever you are solving a particular question, maybe from a PDF or a book, just put a timer of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever is the type of question. According to that, put a timer and solve it, right? Make it a habit itself to solve with a timer. And slightly decrease the timer each time. Like let's say, पहले आपको puzzles में you are taking 6 minutes. So in the subsequent days, when you're comfortable already with 6 minutes, decrease it to 5 minutes, then decrease it to 4 minutes, right? उस तरह से आपको करना पड़ेगा to increase your speed. You will see that it will help. ठीक है, so one एक बार try करके देखो ये चीज, तो ये जरूर help करेगा. Okay, so what has been said here, the vowels are coded with certain different codes, right? So we are not interested about the vowels here. Vowels का code हम बाद में देखेंगे, ठीक है? But for the consonants, what is given for the consonants? The consonants that appear before M are coded 1 to 9. That means this has to be 1, 2, 3. This will be 4. This will be 5. This will be 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? Before M, it has to be 1 to 9. Similarly, consonants that appear P have to be 1 to 9. So P के बाद वाले भी 1 to 9 है. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? So this is the coding of the consonants here. M and P are 6, 9, 3. So you can see this is 6, this is 9, and this is 3. Okay, so this is the coding of all the consonants here. Now you have been given certain codes. ठीक है, ये certain codes, certain rules आपको दे रखे हैं for coding here. Now the question is, which of the following will be coded as 3, 2, at the rate 1, 3. Okay. Now from where is this at the rate coming? कौन सा rule है जो at the rate की बात कर रहा है? You can see at the rate can come from here only. That is rule number 5. So that means there should be two same consonants at consecutive positions. That means these are same consonants here, isn't it? So you can see we can have a dagger, right? Absolutely vowel nahi hai, consonants hoga. You can have dagger, matlab जहाँ पर दो G आ रहा है. You can have a topper where we have 2P. We have dipper, that is 2P. Here we have robber, that is 2Bs, right? So you can see either of these can be the situation. ठीक है? और देखो यहाँ पर 3 और 3 आ रहा है. What is given here? If the word starts and ends with the same alphabet, then the alphabet at both places will be coded as 3. Okay. तो यहाँ पर देखो, if it is starting and ending with the same alphabet, तो डैगर में चेक करो, डैगर में D and R का कोड क्या होता है? D is 3. What is the code for R? That is your 2. राइट, आर का कोड क्या है? 2 है. सो दैट मीन्स यहाँ पर 3 तो नहीं आना चाहिए था. टॉपर में देखो टी इज व्हाट 4 अगेन. सो यू कैन सी टॉपर इज स्टार्टिंग विद अ 4. सो इट शुड नॉट हैव अ 3. डिपर में देखो डी इज फाइन बट आर अगेन इज 2. दैट मीन्स इट ऑल्सो कैन नॉट बी द 1. But if we have a robber, let's say if we take robber here, ROBBER. So you can see it is starting and ending with the same consonant, right? Same alphabet. So that means both places we should have a 3, right? So rule number 1 will follow and you will take 3 here and 3 here. At the rate यहाँ पर anyways आना ही है ना? Then rule 2, if a vowel is preceded as well as followed by a consonant, that vowel is coded with the numeric code of the alphabet preceding it. मतलब O का कोड क्या होना चाहिए? You can see it should be taken as R's code. What is R's code here? You can see that's your 2, isn't it? So that means we should have a 2 here. Similarly, E का कोड क्या होना चाहिए? It should be the code of B because it is also between two consonants. तो E का कोड क्या होगा? B का कोड होगा. B का कोड क्या है? 1 है. So you can see this should have been the case for this robber. So you can see yes, it is matching with what we were given in the question. So the answer to this question has to be robber. Okay, so you can see in this particular case, rule number 1 is applicable. Similarly, rule number 2 is applicable. And similarly, rule number 5 is also applicable here. Okay, so that is why robber will be taken as 3, 2, at the rate 1, 3. Are we clear, everybody? Please let me know if we have any doubts in this particular question. ये समझ में आया सबको? Everybody? Okay. So a good question here. चलो एक और question है. Let's try it out. I'll remove myself from the screen so that you can see the complete question here. This is a critical reasoning question, guys. Quickly go through this. ठीक है, जल्दी से इसको check करो and let me know what should be the answer here. Try this out. चलो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, तो देखते हैं इस क्वेश्चन में क्या दे रखा है. टू अवॉइड अ हॉस्टाइल टेक ओवर. ठीक है, एक कंपनी है जिसपे हॉस्टाइल टेक ओवर होने वाला है. दैट कंपनी इज नॉट डूइंग वेल, सो देयर इज अनदर कंपनी विच इज गोइंग टू टेक ओवर इट. ठीक है, इस तरह का अटेम्प्ट हो रहा है. So what is happening? The board of directors of Indus, a provider of health insurance, plan to take out large loans and use them to purchase a build publishing company, a coffee producing factory and a nationwide chain of movie theaters. So what are they going to do? ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, ये large loan लेंगे. They will be taking out some loans और उससे क्या करेंगे, एक publishing company खरीदेंगे, एक coffee producing factory खरीदेंगे and a nationwide chain of movie theaters खरीदेंगे. Now the directors anticipated that these purchases initially would plunge the corporation deep into debt. मतलब उनके ऊपर बहुत सारा उधार हो जाएगा क्योंकि इतनी सारी चीजें वो खरीदने वाले हैं. तो क्या होगा, रेंडरिंग इट अनअट्रैक्टिव टू दोज हु वांटेड टू टेक इट ओवर. तो जो टेक ओवर करने के लिए आ रहे थे, दे विल सी दैट द कंपनी इज ऑलरेडी इन सो मच डेट, तो उसकी वजह से उन्हें उसमें इतना अट्रैक्शन नहीं होगा, उसकी वजह से उन्हें उसमें इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं होगा, बिकॉज इट इज ऑलरेडी इन अ डेट. राइट, बहुत ज्यादा उधार है उस कंपनी पे, तो क्यों लेगा, कोई ऐसी उधार वाली कंपनी है ना, उसे क्यों टेक ओवर करेगा. However, with the gradually rising insurance rates, है ना, तो यहाँ पर क्या बोला है कि gradually जो insurance rates increase होंगे, क्योंकि you can see that this company is about health insurance. तो जैसे जैसे insurance के rates increase होंगे, the company would be able to pay off the debt within 7 years. तो 7 years में जब insurance rates will increase, so what will happen? They will be able to pay off this particular debt which they had taken to take this publishing company, coffee producing factory, and a chain of movie theaters. So 7 years में they will be able to pay off this debt with the help of the rising insurance rates. Meanwhile, revenues from the three businesses would enable the corporation as a whole to continue to meet its increasing operation expenses. मतलब डे टू डे पे जो ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस होते हैं वो कैसे मीट अप करेंगे, दैट इज दीज थ्री कंपनीज, दैट इज द न्यू कंपनीज दैट दे हैव परचेज्ड विल हेल्प देम टू ओवरकम दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस द डे टू डे बेसिस पे. Ultimately, according to the director's plan, the diversification would strengthen the corporation by altering the sources and schedules of its annual revenues. तो इस तरह से उन्होंने प्लान किया कि they will first take these three companies, जिसकी वजह से they will go into debt, which will be unattractive for these people who are going to have a hostile takeover. फिर उसके बाद धीरे धीरे करके एज द इंश्योरेंस रेट्स विल इंक्रीज, दे विल बी एबल टू पे ऑफ द डेट विद इन 7 years, जिसकी वजह से डेट फ्री भी हो जाएंगे एंड द रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम दीज थ्री बिजनेसेस विल आल्सो हेल्प देम ओवरकम देयर ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. तो ये उनका डाइवर्सिफिकेशन का प्लान था. Now, which of the following, assuming that all are equally possible, would most enhance the chances of plan success? अब देखो ये सक्सेस किस पे बेस्ड है, दिस सक्सेस इज बेस्ड ऑन द इंक्रीज इन द रेवेन्यू दैट वी हैव फ्रॉम द रेट्स इंक्रीज, इजंट इट. ये इंक्रीज, ये प्लान का सक्सेस किस चीज पे बेस्ड है, अगर इंश्योरेंस रेट्स इंक्रीज होते हैं इन द कमिंग ईयर्स, देन ओनली दे विल बी एबल टू पे दिस डेट विद इन 7 years, है ना. तो मतलब हमारा जो चांस होगा इंक्रीज होगा वो कब होगा, जब इंश्योरेंस रेट सच में बढ़ेंगे. तो इफ यू चेक इट आउट, ऑप्शन नंबर 5 says the government proposes a bill effective after 3 months making it illegal for any parent not to carry health insurance coverage for his or her child. तो यहाँ पर देखो क्या बोला है कि गवर्नमेंट एक ऐसा बिल ले आएगा जिसकी वजह से इलीगल हो जाएगा कि कोई पेरेंट अपने बच्चे के लिए कवरेज ना ले, इंश्योरेंस कवरेज ना ले. So this particular success of the plan was on the basis of the rates of insurance which were to increase in the coming future. And option number 5 is also talking about a government bill which is going to make it illegal for a parent to not to take a insurance coverage for his or her child, right? So इसका आंसर क्या होगा, ऑप्शन 5 हो जाएगा. I hope this is clear everybody. सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि किस बेसिस पे वो सक्सेस लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, ठीक है, उसी को आपको स्ट्रेंथन करना पड़ेगा. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर एवरीवन. ठीक है, एवरीबडी क्लियर विद दिस क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, लेट्स क्विकली हैव अ लुक एट दिस वन. लेट्स ट्राई, चलो इसको जल्दी से ट्राई करिए. लेट्स सी. चलो लेट्स डू वन थिंग, इसको साथ में करते हैं, ठीक है, क्योंकि ज्यादा टाइम नहीं है हमारे पास, तो इसको साथ में करते हैं. लेट्स सी हाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन इज टू बी डन. यू कैन सी दैट वी हैव फोर डिफरेंट वेरिएबल्स हियर व्हिच नीड टू बी प्लेस्ड. तो सीटिंग अरेंजमेंट का क्वेश्चन है. सिक्स एंटरप्रेन्योर्स P2U seated in a straight row facing the north. They have different positions, right, different designations, also they have different experiences, and they work in different companies. ठीक है, so be careful with the name of the entrepreneurs and the company names, क्योंकि दोनों ही अल्फाबेट्स है. सो P2U आर द नेम्स ऑफ द एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, ठीक है, एंड कंपनीज आर A to F. ठीक है, व्हाट इज गिवन हियर? द CEO इज सेकंड टू द राइट ऑफ Q whose only neighbor is the COO. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? Q has only one neighbor. तो अगर Q का एक ही नेबर है, that means you can understand that Q has to be at one of the extreme ends, right? And CEO is second to the right of Q. अब CEO जो है वो Q के सेकेंड राइट में है, दैट मीन्स Q कैन नॉट बी एट द एक्सट्रीम लेफ्ट एंड, एक्सट्रीम राइट एंड, सॉरी. क्यों नहीं हो सकता? क्योंकि वरना आप उसके राइट में किसी को प्लेस नहीं कर पाओगे. सो दैट मीन्स Q शुड बी दिस पर्सन. सो लेट्स से दिस इज योर Q हियर. ओके, so Q whose only neighbor is the COO, so that means this is your COO, and the CEO is second to the right of Q, so CEO will be this person. ठीक है, ये CEO हो गया. तो यहां से तो ये हमें समझ में आ गया. द CEO इज सेकंड टू द राइट ऑफ Q whose only neighbor is COO, so this will be the situation. The GM has thrice the experience of T who sits beside Q. Beside Q means neighboring Q, isn't it? So T has to be a neighbor of Q, and GM has thrice the experience of T. यहाँ पर experience देखो, what are the possibilities here? GM has to be how much? Thrice of T, isn't it? 3 times of T here. So what are the possibilities? You can see we can have 15 comma 5, right? This is a possibility, that is 15 comma 5. Any other possibility? We have your 10 comma 30 also, है ना? ये भी तो हो सकता है ना, 30 comma 10, that GM is equal to 30 and this is your 10. So you can see that T can have experiences how much? That is either 5 or 10. तो यहाँ पर या तो 5 years होगा या फिर 10 years होगा. ठीक है, on the basis of that GM has to be either 15 or 30. ठीक है, उसके बाद देखो what is given here. T and the one who works in company D are seated at a gap of 2 persons. तो T को आप बैठा चुके हो, so company D has to be at a gap of 2 persons, so 1 2, this has to be your company D. तो ये company D हो जाएगा, because T and the one who works in company D have to be at a gap of 2 persons. अब देखो what is given here. The CEO has twice the experience of the one who works in company E. Okay, CEO हमारा यहाँ पर है. Okay, so CEO has to be having the experience twice of E, right? So twice of E, जो company E में है. Okay, so what are the possibilities here? You can see this can be 10 comma 5, this can be 20 comma 10, right? Any other possibility? 30 comma 15, this is also possible, है ना? ये भी possible है. I hope this is clear, है ना? So you can see these are the possibilities here. But can we have your 10 comma 5? मतलब CEO को 10 दे दिया, E को आपने 5 दे दिया. You can see that won't be possible. Why? Because you can see, let's say if you take CEO as 10, right? Let's say, for example, let's say if CEO is 10 here, that means E should be 5. But E को 5 दोगे, wherever is E, company E here, because E has to be. No, that is also possible that T is in company E. मतलब वो भी possible है, ठीक है? तो तीनों चीजें यहाँ पर हमारी possible हो सकती है. So CEO for 10, that is also a possibility. चलो आगे देखते हैं. Let's see what else is given here. ठीक है, so that is also done here. The manager works in company B, has an experience of 10 years more than P, who has an experience greater than the one who works in company F. P does not have an experience of 10 years. ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्या दे रखा है? Manager works in company B. Okay, so we have a manager here who works in company B, has an experience of 10 year more than P, right? So this person is equal to 10 plus P. ये कितना है? 10 plus P है. So what are the possibilities here? And P who has an experience greater than the one who is in company F. That means P cannot be the lowest one, है ना? P जो है वो lowest नहीं हो सकता, because he has to be greater than somebody else who is in company F. So P cannot be 5. मतलब 5 और 15 का possibility तो नहीं है. So what are the possibilities? 10 comma 20, that's a possibility that you take this as 20 and this as 10. So that's a possibility here, right? उसके अलावा you can see 25 and 15, that's also possible that you take 25 here and you 15 here. Similarly, we can have 30 and 20 also. This is 30 and this is 20. So either of the cases we can have, है ना? तो इन तीनों में से कोई भी पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है ना. So you can see these are the cases here. Now what is given? P does not have an experience of 10 years. So this is directly given that P does not have an experience of 10 years. That means this is not a valid case here. ये जो हमने पहला वाला लिखा है 20 and 10, this won't be possible. So either it has to be 25 comma 15, or it has to be what? It has to be 30 and 20, right? Let me remove myself from here. So you can see that these are the possibilities here for manager and P. Okay. उसके बाद देखो what else do we have here. चलो, the one who works in company A has the maximum experience. Maximum experience मतलब 30 years का experience. So you can see this 30 years experience has to be company A. That means this person who is manager who is in company B cannot have 30 years of experience. That means manager has a 25 years of experience and P must be having a 15 years of experience. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया. तो अगर मैनेजर का 25 है एंड P का 15 है, दैट मीन्स दिस इज नॉट अ पॉसिबिलिटी हियर, राइट. ये पॉसिबल नहीं है यहाँ पर, बिकॉज यू कैन सी दैट दिस वोंट बी पॉसिबल बिकॉज इट इज गिवन दैट दिस पर्सन कैन नॉट हैव. ठीक है, यहाँ पर 25 15 हो गया, तो 15 इज ऑलरेडी टेकन, सो 15 कैन नॉट बी ई, राइट. यू कैन सी दैट इज अगेन दिस 25 इज नहीं, 25 और 15 ये हो सकता है. चलो, हम कंफ्यूज हो रहे थे क्योंकि यहाँ पर ई है और ये पी है, राइट. दिस इज ऑल्सो अ पॉसिबिलिटी, यू कैन हैव दैट. ठीक है, बट दिस वोंट बी पॉसिबल हियर बिकॉज ये कंपनी बी जो है ये नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज बी शुड नॉट हैव 30 इयर्स बिकॉज ए हैज द मैक्सिमम एक्सपीरियंस. चलो, उसके बाद देखते हैं व्हाट एल्स डू वी हैव. R is seated third to the right of MD, right, whose neighbor has an experience of 10 years. So you can see R is third to the right of MD. कहाँ पर आना चाहिए R? R here not possible. R here yes, that is the only possibility. R is third to the right of MD will be like this, right? यही possible है. So R is third to the right of MD whose neighbor has an experience of 10 years. That means T has an experience of 10 years here. ठीक है, तो T का अगर 10 years का experience है, that means you can see that GM must be the one who is having an experience of 30 years. अब अगर GM 30 years है, so you can see we know that the person who has company A has the maximum experience. That means GM A and 30 has to be a combination, है ना. तो GM जो है वो कंपनी A में होगा and he must be having an experience of 30 years. So where should we have your GM A and 30? You can see R can be the one who is GM who has company A and has 30 years, or the last person here, that is the rightmost person, can also be GM A and 30, right. तो ये दो possibilities हैं. Now S, who is not the GM, is seated at either of the corners. So you can see S has to be this person because he is at either of the corners. ये वाला corner तो already taken था, so S will be here. And S cannot be the GM. That means you can understand that R will be the GM here. So R GM हो जाएगा. This will be your company A and this will be your 30 years of experience. ठीक है, so this is all done till here. ठीक है, the one who works in company C does not have the lowest experience. So C के पास lowest experience नहीं है, so that is another situation here. अब चलो देखते हैं आगे. देखो क्या दे रखा है. Manager works in company B. Okay, manager has to work in company B, so that means S should be the manager here क्योंकि ये तो company D में है. So you can see this will be manager, right, and he works in company B, has an experience of 25 years here. ठीक है, तो P का कितना है? P का 15 है. So you can see P15 can be here also. P15 can be the CEO also, right. But CEO के पास 15 years का experience का तो possibility है नहीं, right. We know that CEO has to be either 10, 20 or 30. So you can see P cannot be the CEO. That means P has to be this one. तो यहाँ पर कौन बच रहा है? यू कैन सी P, Q, R, S, T and U. सो U will be the CEO here. ठीक है, तो U आपका CEO हो जाएगा. Now you can see that P has to be 15 years of experience. So this is your 15 years of experience. अब यहाँ पर कौन सा पोजीशन बचा हुआ है? यू कैन सी CFO is remaining, I guess, है ना. बाकी सब तो ले चुके हैं, तो CFO will be here. This will be your CFO. ठीक है, ये हो गया. I hope everybody is able to understand, guys. So you can see we have utilized this information. P हमारा 15 years हो चुका है. GM A and 30, that is also done. 3T, so you can see T is 10, that is also done. अब ये वाला situation बचा है. CEO has to be twice of E, है ना. CEO has to be twice of E. So 10, 5 not possible because 10 is already there with T. राइट, तो ये तो नहीं हो सकता. 20, 10 हो सकता है क्या? अगेन यू कैन सी company E can be your T. That's a possibility. That is, you take 20 here and 10 here. 30 for CU, again not possible because 30 has already gone for GM, right? So this is also not possible. That means the only possibility will be 20 and 10. That means CEO will be 20 years here, right? And E should be 10 years. That means E will be this person. अब यहाँ पर कौन बचा? Which experience is remaining? You can see the only experience remaining is 5 here. ठीक है. अब ये देखो दे रखा था the one who works in company C does not have the lowest experience, so C will be here. And the only company remaining कौन सा बचा है? A, B, C, D, E, F. So this will be your F. ठीक है. I hope this is clear everybody. So this is a good question. अच्छा question है, अच्छे level का question है ना? I hope this was clear. So guys, this is for your homework. ये आपका homework question है. In the comment section, you have to tell me what will be the code for these two things, right? इन दोनों का code आपको नीचे comment section में लिखना है. Okay. So I hope we were able to understand the questions that we have discussed for today. In case you have any doubts, you can always talk to me on the channel that is Reasoning by Nikita. तो इस चैनल पे आप मुझसे बात कर सकते हो anytime you want. Okay, Reasoning by Nikita. You can talk to me directly also. You can find me by the name of Nikita Patra. You can tag me there. आप मुझसे पर्सनल मैसेज भी कर सकते हो if you want. So Nikita Patra नाम से मैं आपको मिल जाऊंगी यहाँ पर. ठीक है. So thank you so much guys. I hope you enjoyed today's session. In case you have any doubts, feel free to talk to me, right? I'll be happy to help you out with it. So thank you so much guys. I'll see you again with another session. So please take care, stay safe. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.